We are here at our 27th National Park, Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Now, if you know us, Tyler is a huge history buff, and I'm starting to learn to be a history buff when I'm in the actual places. So we're gonna take you around the South Unit today. Let's go.
First stop of the day, however, is just outside the national park at Chimney Park. So this is actually where we used to have the town square. They had a slaughterhouse and a packing plant and a bunch of stuff here. So let's check it out. Break. Medora was actually founded as a cattle ranch area. So the Marquis de Moray named the whole town after his wife, Medora, and he actually had the idea of getting beef sent along the Chicago rail line that would go from Chicago all the way to the West Coast. He actually started a refrigeration car business that was unprecedented, so people had never seen so many refrigerated cars and refrigerated beef moving along the rail. So this is a really cool area to come around, but this is where he had, like I said, the slaughterhouse. This is where they had the packing plants and things like that. They lived in town. There's actually the chateau where you can actually go and visit right in town as well. But that's kind of like the history of the place. So it started kind of as the beef operation and quickly expanded and stuff like that. The reason that Chimney Park is called Chimney Park is because of the chimney behind me. This actually used to be an entire operation. There used to be buildings, there used to be people here, there was a whole thing, but in 1907 a fire burned down the entire thing except for the chimney. It seems like in the old days fires would just burn down everything except for one thing. I don't know how that happened, but this is where this is all that's standing. If you come here, you'll see like ruins of the building as well as this thing behind me. So there are other things left, but the chimney is obviously the namesake of the park.
Now that we're done here at Chimney Park, we are heading into the South Unit of the National Park to Maltese Cross Cabin where actual Theodore Roosevelt lived. Tyler is beyond excited, so let's go.
I am so giddy to go in there. Theodore Roosevelt is by far my favorite president ever. I love reading about him. He's such an interesting man. We actually get to go see where he lived for a large part of his life, and he actually has even said, if it weren't for my time in North Dakota, I would not have been president. Pretty high praise for this area, so let's go check it out.
Theodore Roosevelt spent a lot of time in New York City, so when he came back to the ranch to his cabin, where was his nice fancy clothes gonna be? Well, the trunk over there. It's called his traveling trunk. Even though he was a super adventurous guy, he still wanted nice clothes and nice things.
I have so many interesting thoughts. I mean, I love this place so much, obviously, because I love Teddy Roosevelt more than the average person probably. But also what I think is cool is he actually built this place with the roof at a slant rather than just flat like you will usually see on the plains. And the reason why is because he wanted to have his ranch hands have a place to sleep in the attic. So I thought that was a really neat way for him to like care for the ranch hands. And also I just love the signs in here. It's just a really cool insight into his life. But I think this is a really great way to kind of preserve the life of our conservationist president.
We also would like to mention that this national park is not dog friendly. There are trails around the Medora area that you can take your pup, but just not in the park. When you go to the Maltese Cross cabin, you actually have to go through the visitor center. So we had to stop, of course, and pick up some postcards for our family. They're gonna love these, and then I'll let you guys see those. And then we've also started a new thing. So if you guys have been with us last year, we used to have a grid up where we would put patches. Ugh, I cannot talk. Patches from the national parks, but as you can see there, we don't have that anymore. So instead we have a magnetic fridge, so we get magnets. So we got this cute little Theodore Roosevelt National Park
Focus
magnet.
on this thing, jeez.
Isn't it cute?
It's not focusing.
Oh gosh. I took a picture of it earlier, so
I'll just put it over there. I didn't even say anything.
But now I think we're gonna make some coffee and breakfast here in our van for our ride through the national park.
I get the honor of being the first one to stick this on here. Oh, that works. I was really worried that it wouldn't actually be magnetic, so sweet. And I also get to be the honor of crossing off our toilet national parks list. So let's see, this is 54.
It's our 27th national park.
Like Molly said, our grid is no longer here, so this is where the national parks went. So gives us something to look at.
Sorry for my hand up here, the sun is super bright, but our first stop on our drive was this little prairie dog farm, not farm, but wildlife area. They got so close and we kept our distance, I promise. We had our Zoom lens, we'll add some videos in, but everybody comes here for the bison. I come here for the prairie dogs. They're one of my favorite animals ever. Right after we went and saw those little cute prairie dogs, we came around the bend and they're wild horses down off this cliff. There's two little bunches of them. There's a baby. I love this national park so much. There's so much wildlife. I grew up riding horses, so this is super special.
Unbelievable, guys. Within 5 minutes, we saw all three of the big important animals in this park. The prairie dogs, the horses, and the bison. Couldn't ask for anything else. We still have like 30 miles of this road to drive, so who knows what we're gonna see, but I'm super excited to see what else we can get. We stopped at our next prairie dog town and it is so cool. They have a bunch, it's about 220 acres. But I learned while I was out there reading some signs that this is just naturally stopped. A lot of people consider prairie dogs pests, but really predation, disease, the harsh prairie lands, as you can see, like this is pretty bad lands around here. So they can't just like keep going. And so it's really funny that people consider prairie dogs pests, but really like they aren't just keeping going, they just stay right here, which is really cool. They have a really cool diagram as well of their mounds. They can be up to 9 feet deep, and they're built the way that they are with a little mound because once air comes across, it can actually go down and circulate air through their little dens. It's just crazy. I mean, like, how do these animals know to do this stuff? It's so cool. But yeah, this is our little prairie dog town educational session.
Driving around the national park for 4 hours. We had the best time. We saw bison, prairie dogs, wild horses, even beside the car. It was one of the best experiences. I think it's in my top 3 favorite national parks, and I just can't get enough. But from all of the exploring, we are starving, so we came into the little town of Medora right off of the national park. We're gonna grab something to eat and walk around. Let's go.
Let's eat. For our hungry selves, we went to Boots Bar and Grill here just downtown, which Medora isn't very big, so basically the whole thing is downtown, but we came right downtown to Boots Bar and Grill. I got the pulled pork sandwich. Is there a name for it?
No, it's just pulled pork.
Yeah, the pulled pork sandwich. It's got pulled pork with some onion rings on top and fries. We've got
a whiskey barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, it's got like Tennessee whiskey barbecue sauce. So, I don't know. Sounds good. And then I got some Thousand Island dressing because we've been on a huge kick for that lately. That's what I got. Molly got the French dip sandwich, so it'll be beef with pepper jack, and she also got some au jus, so it'll have some, you know, sweet sauces on the side. And she also got like 3 different sauces and fries. So I have a feeling I'm going to be helping her eat this, but I cannot wait to dig in. Pulled pork is not usually a staple in my diet, but it sounded really good with the sauce and an onion ring on top. So we're gonna take a quick bite here for you guys. Get the expert opinion.
That's huge.
I'm losing everything here. This sandwich is delicious. The pulled pork, you can taste the sauce, the barbecue sauce on it. It's super good, and then you pair that with like the not spiciness, but the crunchiness and the crispiness of the onions, that savoriness that it brings. Oh, it is hard to beat. This is a delicious burger. I've already had a fry, so I know they're delicious as well. But if you like pulled porks, you're not going to be disappointed with this one.
This might be a tad messy. If you've been here for a while, you know I'm a messy eater. All right, let's try this. Oh, that looks so good. I'm gonna dip it. This is like a gravy type stuff. Oh my gosh. The sweetness of this au jus. I should probably give myself a second. The au jus has like a sweet savoriness to it, but the beef is so tender paired with that yummy cheese. It's creamy, and this potato bun is super fluffy. If you love au jus sandwiches, this is definitely a high recommendation. Oh my gosh. Now that we ate that amazing meal, we are so stuffed, but that doesn't mean we can't have a sweet treat. So we're gonna go find one.
I capped off my day with a huckleberry ice cream from the Ice Cream and Fudge Depot. And I already had to have it because it's kind of warm out here today in Medora, so I already had to have a little bit, but it is delicious. I love this flavor so much. Ever since last year trying huckleberry for the first time, I've been dying to have it again. So I am pumped to have it today. But yeah, it's delicious.
Look, Moosey wants some.
I know,
Is it good? Huh? And I got a piece of chocolate fudge. I wanted to get half of a pound, but Tyler said no. So I thought, well, I really don't need all that fudge anyway. But let's try it. Moose wants this too. And so smooth. It's not too sweet. And the chocolate is just perfect. We should have gotten half of a pound, or a pound.
We didn't need that much.
Chef's kiss.
We had an amazing time here in Medora and the Theodore Roosevelt National Park, but we have got to get moving on down the road because we are heading into a new state, well, another state, Montana, which is perfectly fitting that I got huckleberry ice cream. We'll see you guys next week from Montana. Bye, guys.